there's a new documentary about John or the band Bon Jovi on Hulu if you haven't seen it. I was never a Bon Jovi fan, but there was something about this, the song Living on a Prayer. It was like something about that has been in my awareness for a couple of years now, since the pandemic. And I knew there was something about that song that was going to help us all get, I don't know if it was me or everyone, but it's like get through the whatever we're trying to get through. Um, and I got obsessed with the band from watching the documentary because I didn't know that John Bon Jovi was nobody from nowhere in New Jersey, and he just fully believed in his dream. That's the only reason why it happened. And I was really inspired by that, because sometimes you think things like, well, I can't do it because, my family didn't or whatever. His family didn't either. And he just believed and he worked at it. And yes, he's a man. So, men can really hustle more in a way that isn't going to burn them out like women. So that's why, I teach all these classes, because we need to have a finer balance. Like what you learned today is really valuable. The actions you take need to support your feminine, need to support your presence, your pleasure, your self-value, purpose. That support is always really helpful. For men, honestly, that's one of the perks that they get. We get lots of perks too, don't worry. But they can hustle their asses off and it works for them. They can just go 24/7. And that's what he did. But I think it was his belief that really inspired me, because there was no real reason for him to believe that he could be a rock star or the biggest band on the planet. Like nothing was there to say that was going to happen. He just believed in himself. He believed in his dream. And I think that kind of belief really changes things. And I couldn't believe, like, wow, like he just made that happen. But he chose it long before it happened. So it's like you have to choose what you want and believe in it long before it happens. You have to work as if it's going to happen, and you have to believe it's going to happen. No matter what, you're going to do it. So that really inspired me. And I actually went to see his childhood home. You can see right here a picture of it, in New Jersey on the weekend. And after seeing it, I stopped in the bar really quick and I saw someone who knew him as a kid. And this guy's name was Mike. And I was like, wow, it's so cool that you knew him. And he was like, yeah, he's just whatever. I was friends with his brother Tony and blah, blah, blah. And he was kind of surprised that I came all the way to see John's childhood home. And he looked at me and he said, I said, I'm a comedian. And he said, I won a comedy contest, first place here 30 years ago. And I was like, oh, that's great. Like, do you still do comedy? And he looked at me and he was like, no, I'm a firefighter. He was like, you get married and, things go on. And I was like, oh, okay. So here I was meeting somebody who, I mean, I can't speak for him. I just kind of took what I took from it. But like somebody who maybe gave up on something they loved or were good at. And then what happened to him, and it's not that he has a bad life. Maybe he wanted to be a firefighter. I don't know. But John Bon Jovi could have been that too. You see what I mean? Like he didn't have to believe that he could be a rock star. Like what a crazy thing you might think to believe. And yet it happened. It's real. So it's like either you can believe the thing and 30 years are going to go by no matter what, or you can not believe it and 30 years are going to go by. And where you end up is going to be based on what you did, what you believed, whether you took it seriously or whether you didn't. It's like there are options and you can choose. And so I walked away from that going, I got to choose, and I got to choose today. I can't even wait another day, because it's like the time is going to go by. You're going to end up being 60 or 70, and either you're going to have believed in what you wanted to believe in and you became that, or you didn't. And you're going to get to that age no matter what. So I hope that inspires you. I know for me, it was a really big awakening. It's like, wow, we really have to take our shit seriously if we want to make it happen. And day by day, you got to keep believing and working at it. But I hope that the advice in this workshop really helped you to understand how you can be more productive, because again, you don't want to burn out, and you don't want to burn out emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and give up. You want to be able to have that balance of your masculine supporting your feminine, so that you can keep doing those things and stay empowered and get shit done. Believe. So I hope this helped you, and feel free to watch it again. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll be sending the workbook along with the replay and the slides. So I'll see you next week for week 3. And that's going to be the long-term commitment. Now that the dating and the honeymoon phases are over, we're going to be talking about how to have that long-term success with your masculine feminine balance and relationship. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.